Social media has become an integral part of modern life, especially for youths. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and X offers a curated glimpse into others' lives, often showcasing perfection, happiness, and success. However, this carefully crafted online facade can create unrealistic expectations and fuel conflicting identities among youths. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on another interesting episode of Youth Connect on Trust TV. I'm Fatima Ahmed Musa. Now, joining me in the studio is Rasheedat Oyewole. She's an entrepreneur. Thank you so much, Rasheedat, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we have Precious Gowon. She's an event manager. Thank you so much, Precious, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we have Adeef Umar Isah. He's a creative entrepreneur, business consultant, joining us from Kaduna. Thank you so much, Adeef, for joining us.
I'm delighted to be here.
All right, so let me ask, we are talking about conflicting identity, which includes, in Nigeria we call it the fake life, right? What would you have to say about that?
For me, I feel people that are involved in fake life usually tend to be having like peer pressure. It comes from having peer pressure and wanting to belong into the society, and they create this image for themselves so that people can accept them, and it's like an alter ego from being their real self.
How about you, Rashida? What do you think? Why do you think young people tend to, pull this fake life that we tend to see on social media or even amongst their peers?
I believe the reason why fake life has become a thing amongst the society, the youth and everyone, is because of this, the way the society now has been, the way the society is now. I mean, a lot of people, we celebrate successful people, we celebrate beautiful people. I mean, a lot of people are more concerned about aesthetics, what looks pleasing to the eye. So because of that feeling, everyone wants to feel among, they want to feel accepted, they want validation from the society, they want people to see them as that. So there is a need to actually, by all means, just try to make sure that you are into that scenario. You have to fit in. So, and then another reason is because, I mean, it's the internet is actually, I feel like, the driving force of this meanness, because the internet has made it to feel like when you don't post something, then that thing is not happening. If someone doesn't post that they are receiving cars, they're receiving gifts and all those things, it feels like that person is actually not experiencing it. So people want to do that just so people can see them in that light. So basically, and of course, for individual self-esteem, a lot of people are actually disturbed by low self-esteem. So the moment you're not confident enough, you're not sure of yourself, you always tend to want to find yourself in that scenario and try to push yourself to do even things you're not supposed to do just to fit in.
Okay, Adeef, what do you think is the main reason why people are pressured, to present this perfect picture online and even amongst, maybe their friends when they tend to hang out in our society right now?
Well, like she said earlier, fake lives, can be attributed a lot by, social media influences, economic pressure currently, and peer pressure. It makes a lot of youths go into just because you want to be popular, you want to feel among. Well, for me, I feel popularity is a crazy virtue, honestly, but it comes with a lot of problems. It has its good sides and bad sides. So I would advise, youths to not go for popularity, honestly, because I've been there once, and I'm trying to stay away from social media, because I know the kind of pressures it comes with. So, like I said, currently the economic pressure right now, we all know the current state at which the economy is right now, how bad it is. So a lot of people youth tends to go into scam, fraud just to fit in, peer pressure from their colleagues. No, I got a new car, I got a new phone, I need to get it by all possible means. So a lot of, I would say, at this economic pressure we are getting currently is putting our youths into wanting to be someone they're not. You understand? So I feel like the peer pressure coming from youths that makes them want to go into fraud and scams, just to fit in. Personally, I have a lot of friends, that fake it till you make it is the word, but it works for some and it doesn't work for some. You understand? So I've seen people that have made it while faking it, and I've seen some that it didn't work out for them. So it has a lot of downside, honestly. And I think that's all I have to say for that. Yeah.
Okay, so Precious Rashida, you heard him say fake it till you make it, and I saw you shaking your head earlier. What would you say about this particular quote that has taken over, the social media and the youth's life?
For me, I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it.
Wow.
No, for the good part actually. Well, because there are certain people, or will I say, group of people that have it. Like you're trying to infiltrate into that group so that you can maybe connect with them and gain whatever you want for yourself. Now, if you don't fake it to their standard, they will not put you into their group. You will not have access to them. So, but when they see that, okay, you're moving the same way they move, then they will like, okay, yes, I can have this person in my group. Meanwhile, by that way, you're not getting the connections and whatever it is you need to make it.
So you believe it's good to pretend just to have that acceptance in the society?
Well, when you say pretend, it's
Because when you're faking it, it's as
yeah,
well.
you're pretending. I get, but I feel like okay, pretend in a way that it doesn't down on your mental health, and you don't have to do certain things that is going to hurt you or hurt someone. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I feel it's okay.
But Rashida, what do you think about, people that already know you and they are on your social media and then they see you, posting this kind of fake life that they know is not you? What do you tend to make out of that?
Well, I think as regarding what she said, fake it till you make it. Okay, I wouldn't say I'm a supporter of that belief. Well, of course, the truth is sometimes to attract those things that you want, you have to actually pretend that you are also part of them too, in order to gain some benefits and actually be amongst those people. But in the process, the downside of it, in the process, sometimes you get into trouble. Because in the process of trying to fit in, you try to acquire things that you cannot afford, but because you really want to fit in, sometimes you run into debts. Just because you're trying to impress people, you run into debt. Sometimes you even mental health, because okay, now if you say you don't want to do it because you might end up doing something to damage yourself, maybe you're not hurting someone. Sometimes these things happen subconsciously when you are so into impressing people so much that you tend to fake everything. Sometimes you don't know when it's eating deep into you. When you start to do things subconsciously, it has become part of you. You have to fake everything. You have to probably rent a dress or maybe even buy a dress on credit just so you could appear as, oh, you could afford it, a bag and all of those things. So I don't know, I feel like people will do that. It's just really sad, because at the end of the day, yes, for some people it actually works out well. They are able to attain what they want to attain, but then even with the fact that you're able to attain what they want, sometimes there are some negative effects that it actually have, especially on your mental health and your personality.
Especially if you're pushing for
if you're
something
pushing
that
for
you're not
something
really
you're not
getting.
supposed to, maybe you're not there yet, but you're just trying to be there. Sometimes there are a lot of negative things attached to it.
Okay, Adeef, you said you were once there, being a famous person that you've once been. Would you say social media, has affected or boosted your self-esteem and confidence in any way?
Yeah, at some point I would say, I was popular on social media. I was trying to fit in to a certain cycle. But at the long run, I came to realize that, you just have to stay true to yourself. That's just the honest thing. You have to work hard. You have to be patient. Once you are there, you would attract the kind of people you want to be with. You understand? You don't need to force anything or fake it. Honestly, that's my own opinion. You understand? So you just have to stay true to yourself, work hard, work on yourself, improve on your, daily activities. And trust me, you are going to attract a lot of people that you were once wishing to be with or be like them. You understand? You don't even have to fake it. So when you get there, you just see that, okay, oh, it has its good side. Like I said, faking it, you can get so many network from people, get to meet new people. But on the long run, it's going to affect you, honestly. Your mental health, it matters a lot. You are always trying to fit in.
Yeah, you talked
So allow
about,
it to come
hiding
naturally.
away after you've
Like I said, stay
came
true
out
to
and you
yourself.
were out there on social media and even amongst your peers. What really happened that made you to stay away? Is there something that you can share with us?
From social media.
Yeah.
Personally, it was affecting my mental health. Everybody wants to know what you're into, what you're up to. Everybody wants to know your next move. Well, I decided to be a little bit private and work hard in silence. You understand? Let my actions speak for itself. I don't have to impress anybody. I don't have to look good to impress people out there. You don't even need to force it at some point in your life. Once you're there, you are there. You understand? You would attract a lot of people. But you don't have to fake it and people seeing you, in a different type of way. And then when you're back home, you're alone, you know who you truly are. Like, you just don't have to hide it. You know where you come from. So I believe that was one thing that made me became more private in my life and decided to walk in silence.
Oh, that's actually nice. But let me ask you,
Yeah.
Precious, have you ever felt pressured, to post something, this picture perfect image kind of pressured in any way just because you've seen your peers doing better? Or, you feel like, oh, I need to meet up to my friends because they're in a level maybe where you feel you're not. Have you ever felt that way?
Well, I've not really felt that way. Why? Because I'm heavy on contentment, and once I see maybe someone or my peer is like posting this life, and I'm beginning to feel a certain type of way, what I do for myself, I just unfollow, so as I don't have to see you every time, and then I start to pressure myself to want to do something like that. So it's just best you just stay out of my sight, and I just do whatever I can for myself, so I can betterment for myself and get what I need for myself, not because I want to reach a certain standard or try to prove to people that, okay, yes, I'm getting it.
But Rashida, have you ever, felt or compared yourself with others simply because of the kind of things that you get to see them post on social media, or even amongst your friends, maybe when you tend to hang out? There are certain things that you see them have and you feel like, oh, I can compare myself to this person. I can also have what they have, even if you don't have the means to. Have you ever felt that way?
Yes, there are times when you would see some people that you are same, I mean, your peers and all of that, they are getting some kind of things. Of course, there's this thing that, oh wow, I can get that too, or I admire that, I like this, I think I should have this too, why can't I have this? Or I think it all boils down to being contented with what you have. It all boils down to also knowing who you are, and as in knowing what you can achieve. Because I believe that self-awareness is very important in it, and especially in this world that we are now, in the time of this whole fake life and everything. When you are self-aware, you know what you can do, and you believe so much in yourself, and you know that these things that this person have, yes, of course, if they can have it, I can have it too. But then you know you're doing something, and whatever you're doing, you're hopeful that yes, it can attain, you can get you to that level that they are, it can get you that thing that they have that you do not have. So I think that's what keeps me going. Of course, yes, sometimes I see some things and I'm like, wow, I admire this. Why can't I have it? And yes, so what keeps me going is the fact that when I know I have something I'm doing, yes, you know you're doing something, and you believe so much in what you're doing, and you believe so much in yourself that yes, you can achieve that. I mean, why would you let yourself get so caught up in all of that
and then compare yourself to other people because of what they have? All right, let's go on a quick break, and when we return, this discussion will continue. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for joining us again on Youth Connect. And thank you so much, guys, for being with me once again. So I want to ask this question, Precious. What changes would you like to see on social media?
For me, I think I would like to see more of youths that are doing legit business being shown and being like, being out there, like they should show us so that people would have like, okay, a hope. Because more of what we're seeing these days is people that are into like fraud, whatever, and people are feeling that is the only way you get to make it. So, but once we see people that are like legit hustlers, at least you will know that, okay, yes, there's someone like you out there that, okay, is making it. So and it gives you hope that whatever you're doing, you're on the right path.
Okay, Rasheedat, how can we encourage others to be genuine? You know, this is not just about what we see on social media, but generally, especially amongst youth, because these things are actually rampant when it comes to, you know, faking this lifestyle that we tend to see our youth actually disposed out there. How do you think we can promote genuinity?
I believe it begins with us first, as human beings. Like, we need to first encourage people to be more confident and be more aware of themselves. That's alongside encouraging people to also get a skill, get something doing. Sometimes, in fact, most times, when you see people get so caught up and carried away by social media, fake life, and wanting to be a part of it, it's because they are idle most times. They don't really have something doing. Some people spend, we have 24 hours in a day. Some people spend almost 24 hours on social media. And there is this thing, there's a theory around media that says that the more time you spend consuming media content, we need to encourage people to get a skill, get something doing. Because most of the times, people that tend to want to fit in or want to be a part of these things that you see on social media, people that spend a lot of time consuming media content. They consume videos, they watch videos, they watch a lot of things that make them want to be like that person. But when you find yourself doing something, being busy, you're distracted with other things, like by other things rather. So you really don't have time to watch people a lot that you now become so eager, or you become so desperate to want to be like such people. Also, I think authenticity is very important. I think the moment we promote something, the more it becomes accepted. So I think we should promote more of people being authentic with their self, with their hustle, with their business. When people portray authenticity, there should be more acceptance than when people just portray, a lot of things are just colorful, just for the benefit, or they just want to portray something very aesthetically pleasing without being genuine at it. So when you promote such, it becomes really accepted. When you push for something, people would try to accept it.
Adeef, do you think, from what Rasheedat just said, authenticity is very important? Do you think the people, especially on social media, like to see more of fake things than authentic and genuine people doing, their things naturally?
Yeah, I'm with her currently. I support what she said. People need to understand that not all that glitters is gold, you get. So once they have that ideology about how things are going, I think they would have a better understanding of what is really happening. And then one more thing is, youths need to be sure of the kind of cycle they keep. You can't be in a cycle where they don't push you to be better. All you see is, oh no, what they're doing, how they're doing it. No, you need people to motivate you. You need, like she said, authenticity. It's very important. People need to post more of their success stories, not how they are living. You understand? People need to understand that, okay, it took them time, patience, to get to where they are. It doesn't work. Success doesn't work overnight. That's what youth need to understand. Things just don't happen. You have to work hard for it. Do you get? So I feel like people need to post more of their success stories for upcoming entrepreneurs, youths, to understand that it just doesn't happen overnight. They have to work hard for it. So I think I'm with her on that.
I agree with you. Even for content creators, also when we see things that are real, people tend to relate to it than fictional stuff. But Precious, do you think likes and comments give these people that are actually posting, this fake life that we all see, the validation that what they're doing is good, they can keep doing it? Do you think that also helps?
Yes, actually it does, because when like blogs carry those type of things and posts for the larger community to view, everybody sees it and they like it, and some people want that for themselves, and they go through that comment. I'm sure they go through that comment section and they see, and they be like, okay,
I mean, everyone wants to just go to comment.
Exactly,
like,
because once you see a post, you just go to the comment section to read and to find people that relate to you. So when you're that person that created such content and you see people are like commenting and are liking it, you begin to feel, okay, yes, people like such things, so I have to continue doing this kind of thing. I have to continue posting this kind of thing, and I think that's where the pressure mostly comes
and then
from.
Another thing that we've actually left out is cut small soap for me. You know, I mean,
Comment section is crazy. There's one that you see, they say, God, I bet bab me this time. Because they see someone buy makeup. Yeah, God, bab me this time.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, these are all kind of, you know, slangs that we just see all these Gen Zs, you know, come up with. But why do you think some people tend to follow and unfollow certain people on social media? Do you think that maybe when they notice the fake life is becoming too much and they can't bear it, they're just like, I need to follow this, unfollow this person, or I need to follow this person so I'll learn more. Why do you think that happens?
Well, first, I believe people use social media for different reasons. Yeah, people use social media and people follow people for different reasons as well. So you're posting a food content, I'm following you because I enjoy your content. You're posting lifestyle content, I'm following you because I enjoy what you post. So for people that post fake life, I mean, maybe because I am fascinated by the kind of things you post, and it gets to a point where you no longer post that kind of thing again, I mean, I would unfollow you because I feel like I'm no longer the reason why I'm here is no longer here. So I don't think I still have to be here. So I'll follow you.
Yeah.
So
Adeef, how do you balance, you know, your online and offline persona? Because you said you were out there before you now, you know, took a rest on social media. So how do you get to balance, you know, the celebrity life that you used to live and then now being offline and then doing your personal stuff?
Well, just because I said I was out there doesn't mean I was out there, you know. I used to be always active on social media. And then, you know, my personal life, when it became private, it became more peaceful for me. You understand? I tend to work harder on myself. I'm always working towards myself, how to be a better person, and how I can impact on people I'm working with. You know, how I can give out more knowledge on what I know. So I would say it's more peaceful, honestly. You know, for me, that's what I would say. It's more peaceful.
So how
You
do
know,
you
being out there
help, you
doesn't,
know,
you know.
influencers and celebrities, you know, perfect or contribute to your perfection or reality? Like, I mean, there are certain people that you follow for certain reasons, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So how has that impacted in your life?
I think by following them, I get to see more of things that I like, and it helps me in the way that, okay, I would work towards getting that. Like, I want to be a chef, and I'm following some certain chefs, and I'm seeing them building pantries, and they are like very lovely, like world-class pantries, and we're having them in Nigeria. So it's giving me this sense that, okay, you can achieve a certain thing, you can achieve a lot by being in Nigeria. You don't have to japa. You can do all those things, since there's this person that is in Nigeria and they are building this type of thing for themselves, and they started gradually, and you see their process, you see their progress and everything. So it gives me this sense of contentment that yes, I can actually work towards doing that too and getting that for myself.
So Rasheedat, do you think youths can actually be true to themselves by being themselves online? Is it possible to, you know, be yourself off social media and on social media, not just being fake all the time? Like, should there be a time where they just get to be true to themselves and be out there?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it's very, very achievable. Yeah, people can stay true to themselves, both online and offline. Except, of course, you are doing, I mean, you know, there's this, that's the reason why we have people have their personal page and their business page. So, of course, what I post on my personal page, I may not post on my business page. But then that's not necessarily living fake life. Or most times that's not it. That's not maybe alter ego. It's just you, and this is what you represent. So on my personal page, I'll post things that Probably I want you to see outside what I'll post on my business page. So yeah, all of it, in both in your business page and your personal page or whatever that you are into, you can still be authentic at what you're doing and people will still accept it. Like I said earlier, if you push for something and people get to see it a lot, there would be acceptance of it. People accept it and
okay. Adeef, quickly in 1 minute, do you think parents negligence plays a role in this aspect? Because for some, I think it's poverty that pushes them into, you know, putting fake life out there, just like you said, fake it till you make it. Do you think there's a negligence or there's the poverty also playing a role in that aspect?
Yeah, I would say poverty is one of the key players of, you know, people going, trying to impress others, you know, trying to show that they are someone that they are not. So I would say yes, parents do have an influence on their children too. You know, some parents naturally they are they're already fake, like the impression they give their kids, you know, that's what the kids grow up with, and that's what they intend to showcase when they are among, you know, their colleagues. So yeah, parents do play a role, and you know, we need to educate our parents, you know, to be more careful with the way they push our kids to, you know, like they should teach them on how to learn a skill, you know, how to, you know, communicate with people, how to interact with people. That's what we should get from our parents, honestly. But some of our parents push us to be people we are not. So I would say yeah, they have a very, you know, influence on our youth
All right, thank you
out
so
there.
much, Adeef, for
Mm.
joining us. Adeef Umar is an entrepreneur and a business consultant. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Rasheedat, thank you so much for being a part of this program.
it was a pleasure
Thank you
being
so
here.
much, Precious, for joining us as well.
Pleasure is mine. Thank
Well, this
you.
is where we've come to the end of today's episode of Youth Connect. Do catch us across our social media handles just in case you miss out on any episode and other programs on our social media platforms. Just remember that poverty is not enough reason to be a fake person. You can be yourself and be genuine to yourself. I remain Fatima Musa. Bye for now.